Yeah! Yeah, everybody, as you can see, the engine is finally back. So today, I'm gonna get as much done as possible, putting it back together. Don't know if I'll get it into the chassis of the ute. If I do, that'll be good, but I don't think I will. So, as you can see, it's looking nice and shiny. All new pistons put in there. So that's been all nicely cleaned up, machined. The head's been machined as well. Got the exhaust fan manifold machined. I'll show you that later. So that's looking pretty good there. So today the aim is to get the head on, get all the timing gear put back together, get the fuel pump back in, get brackets and whatever put back on that are going to be able to put it back in the chassis easily enough with them on. The first thing is going to be getting this fuel pump and timing gear timed up and getting that all ready to go. So I'll come back to you with when I'm ready to put that on. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to get the power steering pump back on, and I'll get the majority of the brackets I can get on. I don't know if the gearbox mount ones will go on with it on the engine stand. That's alright, I can worry about that when I take it back off. Get them back on, get the brackets I can get back on. And then I will get ready to mount the fuel pump back in there, get that timing gear, make sure that's all set up nicely. And then I'll worry about putting timing covers on, and then I'll go for the head. So I'll jump into that now. Got the power steering pump on here, bracket for the fuel pump, there's a couple other brackets on the other side, brackets for the gearbox. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the fuel pump and I'm going to mount that up onto its spot here. When the engine's been redone, they've painted over those timing marks I originally had there. It doesn't matter, I'll just have to retime it, which I'm going to have to do anyway, so that's no big deal. When I get the fuel pump on, there's going to be a bit of explaining as to how to mount it correctly and avoid a few issues that can arise if you don't mount it correctly. So what I'll do is I'll quickly put that on there and just have it loosely sitting, and then I'll explain what I'm going to do regarding the timing gear for the fuel pump and how to get that right. I already got the fuel pump on. Now what I was explaining with when you put the fuel pump on and you put the timing gear on, what you need to do is get the fuel pump into the back of the timing case, get it nice and square, make sure if you've had this bracket off, it's loose still, because that'll put it on a cockeye angle. If you have that tight, that bolt up there won't line up properly. So to have that loose, put your fuel pump in, put the fuel pump into the back, leave the two nuts on the studs loose, or not loose, but like just nip them up. You need to get your timing gear on. So you need to line the two ones up there and the two zeros there with the zero, and the one and the ones, sorry. And when you put these gear on, it'll be a little bit tricky. You'll have to, because that drive shaft of the fuel pump's got a keyway on it, you need to line that up with your keyway, and you'll have to sort of fight against the spring tension in the fuel pump to get it lined up properly at the two timing marks. Once you've got that gear on properly, slip it on, and you need to check that you've got some free play in your gears. If you don't have any free play, what will happen is this gear will push against this gear and push the shaft of the fuel pump out or up, and that'll wear the internals of the fuel pump. And what'll happen is it'll wear out, and then the fuel pump will bind up, and you'll be done. No more going. So you need to make sure that you have backlash in those gears. So when you've got that on there and the timing's right, remember there's an O-ring behind this nut that I talked about in the last episode. Make sure you replace that. Spin your nut up and just nip it up, not tight, just firm. And then you want to check that your timing mark is roughly lined up. You can see it there. I made a new one. I found the original marks there. Just marked them with white paint. I lined them up. Those nuts are just nipped up. That back one I left loose. And then I had that one nipped up. I span it around. You got to spin it around a lot of times. Can't remember how many times I span it around. Once you've spanned it around enough and you've got those marks lined up there and there again, check your backlash again, and then you can tension that nut. Just get something, jam in the bolt of the flywheel, or jam in the flywheel, or shove a rag in the gears so you can get that tension. The tension on the 1HZ for the timing gear for the fuel pump is 107 newton-meters. And I can't remember what, I think the timing on the 1HD is 130 something. But anyway, so once you got all that on and that's timed up, just check your backlash with a screwdriver on either side of the gear. Just make sure it'll rock either way. It is spring loaded, so it's going to want to turn that way always, so there won't be as much free play this way. But yeah, as long as you got free play, it'll be right. So now that I've got that on, I can worry about, I put that running gear for the oil pump back on. I will then start putting the timing case back on, and then we'll see how far we are there, and I'll see what I want to do next. Alright, got the timing cover back on. That's all tensioned up. Got the pulley back on for the fuel pump, timing belt part of it. Crank's on, that's not done up, it's just on there loosely. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to fit the head. I'll get all that nice and clean first, put a bit of engine assembly lube in the cylinders, and then I'll clean up the bottom of the head, get the gasket, and I'll fit that and just make sure that's all going to fit all right, and tension it down. Once that's tensioned down, I will make sure that none of the valves are hitting when that's all set up with the cam in it. Alright, just lifted the head on. I'm going to just oil the head bolts now. I've got brand new head bolts. Just need to oil the threads up. So you just run a little bit of oil down the thread so that doesn't bind, and you put a little bit under the head of the bolt as well to stop it binding up on the head. And then I'll run them in and tension them down. Okay, I've just ran the head bolts into the head with the rattle gun there. I'll just ran them down just so they're touching. Now I'll get the tension wrench and tension them up. And then once I've got them to the first tension, you've got to rotate all head bolts 90 degrees and then 90 degrees again. So when I get to that, I'll explain what I'm doing. Yeah, so and for anybody who doesn't know, when you tension head bolts, you always start in the center and you work your way out in a spiral until you get to the other end. And then I generally go across them all again and just catch it there at the right tension. So yeah, I'll do that now. Got the head bolts tensioned down on the first tension, which is 69 Newton meters. So I'll just put it on 70 because that's too accurate for my tension range. So the next step is you've got to tension each bolt down 90 degrees. Now you can either mark it out with a texter on the little grooves on the heads of the bolt, mark out where 90 degrees is, and you spin it around, and when that lines up with the mark you've made, that's 90 degrees obviously. But I've got this tool here, and I just set it to 0, and then when I turn the drive around, it'll go to 90, and I'll know it's 90 degrees, and then I'll mark each bolt that I've done off with a texter. You've got to do that twice, so I'll go around, tighten them all down another 90 degrees, and then I'll tighten them down another 90 degrees, and then that'll be done. Another 20 degrees. The head is now tensioned on, everything's been tensioned and turned 90 degrees and then 90 degrees again. So now that I've done all that, I'm gonna get the second half of the timing cover back on there, put the pulley back on the cam, put the timing belt on, and then make sure that everything is timed where it needs to be and no valves are going to hit pistons or anything weird like that. Alright, I've got that timing cover back on. Put the belt tensioner on, and I'm about to put the cam pulley back on. Now remember, if we put it on, you gotta put the keyway back in, which slips in just here. And that's what will line your pulley up with your timing marks. That's how it's timed. So I'll slip that on, and I'll tension that up. And the way you tension these ones is you got the bolt that goes in there, and you need to put a shifter or a spanner. See how on the cam there it's made into a hex nut. So you can put something on there to grip, and that's how you get it up to tension. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alrighty, got the time belt on, that's all on there. Had a bit of a drama with getting the cam right. The cam wasn't set at top dead center number 1, so I had to start from scratch basically. And the way the instructions on the bit of paper I got say to do it is to get everything lined up to bottom dead center, which just wasn't going to work with what I needed to do. So started from scratch completely, timed it all to top dead center. So now everything's at top dead center, and that should all work perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do now is spin it over very slowly, which you should do whenever you're doing anything engine wise, removing parts or whatever, just so we know that the valves aren't banging on the pistons or nothing's going to hit and break. So I'll do that now. So we're at top dead center there again, but we're only halfway around. You've got to go 2 full revolutions to get it back to top dead center 1. So we'll keep going. There we go, back at top dead center. Everything is lined up where it should be. So that's looking good. So what I reckon I might do is whack the vacuum pump back in the engine, get that sealed up, and then I think I'll leave it there for today. So hopefully in the next video you'll see I'll get all the covers back on, injectors, glow plugs, rock cover, all that good stuff back on, and I will chuck it in the chassis of the ute, and we'll be one step closer to getting it running. So thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, hopefully have another video up in a week or so of me getting the engine just about ready to start up. So I'll see you then.